Welcome to Mighty Gamers, folks. Today I'll be reviewing some of the best offline games in a way that'll help you make the best use of your Android or iOS device. Let's get to it. Set in the original Naruto series, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm follows Naruto from the very beginning of his journey, beginning with his, Sakura's, and Sasuke's battle against Kakashi during their survival training. As you complete your first quest, you are given an explanation of how the missions work. You must fulfill them in order to go on with the main plot. I felt the game is trying to bloat the content by having you complete these side tasks. Since I'm not particularly experienced with fighting games, several of the quests felt really challenging, especially when the game doesn't provide any guidance. During my battles with Shikamaru, Ino, and Choji, I went on one such tough mission. Since I didn't even know how to do it at the time and there was no tutorial teaching how to do it, I was unable to meet one of the conditions. That was basically to be able to land 3 hits on a downed enemy. Altogether, I thought these missions were a lot of fun and made perfect sense given Naruto's innocent demeanor throughout the first series. I like Jurassic Zoo Dinosaur hunting for its graphics, sound, and player interaction. I really feel it is one of the best dinosaur games so far. It is so awesome when it comes to battling the dinosaurs. It's so real. It's just like Jurassic Park, the movie. This core story-based dinosaur zoo game allows you to assume the role of a hunter. The dinosaurs in the game aren't just mindless targets. They react to your movements. They can also sense danger and will stop at nothing to defend themselves. But there's an issue with the bullet time sequence where the camera endlessly follows the bullet and I have to go back to the main menu to fix it. Other than that, this game is superb. Pinball Wizard is a game with a twist. It combines pinball, roguelike, and RPG elements. A blend like this, with RPG and dungeon crawling components, would have already been intriguing. However, the Pinball Wizard adds something extra with the incorporation of roguelite features. They are small, but pulling. The game itself is relatively brief. They can be completed in less than 45 minutes. But there is an additional mode in which the game generates a large dungeon randomly once a day. Your goals are always the same. Destroy all adversaries in a chamber, then light a torch. Do this in every room to unlock the boss fight. The combat is equal parts pinball and action RPG. It plays like your regular pinball game with some extra controls such as a dash move and magical orb launcher. For the most part, it's just as you would expect from a pinball game, sheer confusing chaos. The progression system is quite interesting too. Overall, every minute you play, it is worth it. In Machica, you focus on Saturn's mystery moon Atlas. You're an inquisitive museum researcher who discovers himself inside an abandoned alien ship full of secrets. This successor to the Machica Museum is full of puzzles, and each solution raises new questions. One by one, they divulge the secrets of this extraterrestrial craft. Newcomers need not worry, because no prior exposure to the series is required. Imagine The Room set among the stars. This game, like many others, has its ups and downs. Some gamers reported technical difficulties and an uneven difficulty curve, particularly as they advanced. However, fans of the puzzle genre find pleasure in its creative qualities. The addition of WD controls gives you more freedom to explore, but not everyone likes this adjustment. Regardless of its flaws, if intertwined sci-fi storylines and riddles tickle your curiosity, consider purchasing it during a bargain. Dive in and play the game. Midnight Girl is a one-of-a-kind interactive crime caper, enhanced by colorful, stylized visuals. An inadequate save system is the game's only downside. It gives a strong first impression. The chapters are titled like a book or a movie, such as The Coup or A Dead End. You can go back and replay older ones whenever you want, but the sequential story restricts the benefits. As the plot continues, you move from one self-contained region to the next, each with a specific purpose that must be achieved by solving a tightly linked set of riddles. Inspired by Belgian comics, the visuals combine clean, straight lines and smooth gradients to produce a strikingly graphic style. This will be reminiscent of mid-century modern design to you. In Carrion, you play as a thing or zygote type figure, gradually increasing your power as you solve challenges. To accomplish this, you must use your newly acquired talents to navigate new locations while also dismembering and eating your victims. It is harsh, bloody, and utterly thrilling. For once, we are not the victims, but rather the monster who is enraged to be imprisoned. This game nicely captures the human urge to be powerful and feared, the stunning story and ideal approach to play. I dislike 8-bit games and have always thought they were out of date, especially being in light of the abundance of cel-shaded and even photorealistic games available. Carrion demonstrated that an 8-bit game created with enough passion can be just as atmospheric, hard, and distinctive. I hope the developers earn some accolades because they deserve them after a horribly uninspired 2020 full of awful sequels and buggy overhype. El Paso Elsewhere is a Max Payne. Like, that doesn't have a sense of place or personality. If you played Max Payne all those years ago, you'll be familiar with the style of narration on display. You have a lot to like with the story set around responsibility, the neo-noir writing, and even the aesthetic. Coming to the gameplay, the controls are very smooth. The atmosphere is dark and gritty, but stylized like an old PlayStation game. The dialogue and voice acting is excellent for what it is. Even the writing and story behind it seems really good so far. The music is awesome as well. The rap soundtrack is just perfect for stabbing and shooting hordes of undead nasties, and when a track amps up, it's hard not to get really into blasting that shotgun. The lo-fi visuals might not quite appeal to everyone, but they suit the game wonderfully. Currently, this game has checked all the boxes for me, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. The Dark Prince is simply called Dragon Quest Monsters 3. It quickly became my most anticipated game of 2023, as I would take every opportunity to spend more time in one of my new favorite game worlds. I expected the monster collection to be a means to an end, but instead, I got a fantastic RPG with a barely adequate story. Dragon Quest's approach to this genre has a few unique features. They offer enough complexity to stand on its own while maintaining the fundamental simplicity that a Dragon Quest game has to be approachable by everybody. There are 500 monsters to collect in the Dark Prince, and you can either scout them on the field or generate new ones based on already recruited creatures. Alternatively, you can locate eggs in places to obtain a random monster, sometimes with exceptional stat growths. Battles are quick and entertaining, especially if you've assembled a strong squad, because there is no skill cap. Your monsters understand any skill in their allotted talents. Shadow Fight 2 is a one-on-one fighting game in which two players control the silhouette of a fighter and fight each other. If you enjoy fighting games, this is one of the greatest offline options available. Unlike more traditional fighting games, where the inputs are complex and the emphasis is on combinations, SF2 was originally created for phones, hence its control scheme was tailored to that. Fighting includes the use of magic. After Chapter 2, you can purchase a magical power. Then, when you deliver or absorb damage in battle, you build up a meter that allows you to unleash a magical attack, such as shooting a fireball forward or summoning a lightning strike where an opponent is standing. It's worth noting that enemies can avoid or interrupt you while executing this, wasting the spell. Magic is also the only item that remains between rounds. This means that if you finish a round with 80% magic remaining, you begin the next round with 80% magic. If that sounded fun, do explore the game. It won't disappoint you. Earn to Die is an addictive combination of zombie slaying and road trips. Think combining Extreme Road Trip 2 with hill climb racing, then adding zombies. That is Earn to Die for you. In the game, you are a survivor traveling across zombie-infested America. The controls allow you to tilt your vehicle and accelerate through the pandemonium. As you go, the stages become more difficult, and the zombies become more aggressive. You have a lot of fun gameplay options. You can transform your wheels from a beat-up insect to a monstrous truck by equipping them with engines, blades, and cannons. The visuals are hardly innovative, but they are sharp and fast-paced. The story mode is entertaining, if a little slow at times. Once you've completed it, which took me about 3 hours, you may unlock the championship and Halloween modes for even more zombie slaying fun. My only complaint is that there is no infinite mode, but overall, Earn to Die is a complete riot. As far as game storylines go, Dead Trigger is quite standard. The zombie apocalypse has arrived, and your primary goal is survival. This, of course, includes stockpiling guns and other useful stuff, performing missions, and forming friendships with other survivors. The Unity 3D engine makes all of this possible. If you've already played a first-person shooter on a mobile device, Dead Trigger's control system will feel familiar. You walk around with the virtual control stick on the left side of your screen and control your characters looking and aiming by swiping around on the right. Trigger, reload, and scope buttons also sit on the lower right. This makes it easy to walk and shoot at the same time, even while adjusting your sights to hit moving targets. Dead Trigger shows off stunning 3D graphics, a variety of gory zombie attackers, and some impressively smooth animation. If you've ever wanted to play a hungry shark, gobbling up everything within swimming distance, this is definitely your game. The idea might be very simple, but it's fun to take down a plethora of fish or scuba divers in one combo, and oddly calming too. In Hungry Shark Evolution, it is your goal to level your sharks. As you level the sharks, you will gain more money. Every shark also has missions that you will need to complete. These can boost your earnings to get more money faster. There are many different sharks to unlock, even roguelite sharks. These sharks are stronger, but start at level 1 each run. Some of the sharks can also be evolved. If you want to get a good head start in the game, I advise evolving the hammerhead shark. It might falter for extended sessions, but as a game to dive into, it does the job. Just a warning, it will take a lot of your time because it's so cool to unlock all sharks and destroy things and eat many things. No matter what type of game you like, I hope you found your game somewhere in the video, which is why I tried to pick games cross-genre. Let's meet in some other game talk session. Till then, stay tuned.